New Year's resolutions are socially normalized, but very rarely questioned. And it's not all good stuff. Welcome to Anxious Black Belt podcast that focuses on karate, mental health, and everything in between. And today, a mixed bag of mental health and karate, fitness, and so on and so on. It is that time of the year where people doing a New Year's resolutions. Usually, there are huge goals, not achievable, and most of the people fail. I done that for many years, been trying to change completely myself, reinvent myself, and it simply didn't work. I decided to drop the New Year's resolution and focus on small, achievable goals, change of habits, and a little steps, step by step, towards the goal that I want to achieve. And I don't put that on the end of the year where everybody else wants to change. Huge amount of people going to the new classes, starting new healthy treatments, new health resolutions, and so on, commitments, and they fail to deliver within 2-3 weeks. Make gifting easy with Benson and Clegg. Handcrafted cufflinks, luxury accessories, and a proper British style. Trusted since the 1930s by royalty. Get 15% off with code KARATE15, exclusively for Anxious Black Belt podcast listeners. Shop now at bensonandclegg.com. With the New Year's resolutions, people feel pressure. People feel pressurized to make a commitment, go out there, change their life, click their fingers, and suddenly be healthy, be slimmer, be more muscular, whatever the goal for that year it is. And with the change of the calendar, they think that their mind switch gonna flip and they're gonna be able to achieve those goals. Unfortunately, under that pressure, there are always a underlying problems, and it's very difficult to get that switch on and keep it on. It's kind of fading away slowly down, and we're going back to the old habits and kind of being put off by the pressure, especially if you look on the social media, as it's the false perception of reality. You see all those fit people posting stuff, how they achieved this, how they done that, how they look great, and rarely you see the stories of people who fail, of people who struggle. So it is a distorted perception of what the resolution uh, process is. Plus, most of the influencers on social media using filters, using modification, using drugs, they juice to the tits and looking muscular and fine, especially for men, something that is rarely achievable if you don't commit to a long protocol of a steroid to look like a current people. Even now, youngsters at 17, 18 years old, they are just pumped up with steroid. Nobody says about it. They all portray themselves as a clean athletes, which one look shows you that they are not, and they're investing a lot of money in a juice. So that distorted perception pushes people towards the goals. They're going into the gym, they lifting weights for a week to 6, and those more resilient for 9 weeks. They don't see the results as promised through the different influencers that you're gonna go to the gym, you're gonna be changed within 6 to 9 weeks, and unfortunately, their euphoric state drops down, and they pull out from that gym, and they stop, and they're going back to where they've been, having unhealthy life, being depressed, having struggled, um, and the loops continues every year. Every year we go into that New Year's resolutions, trying to do something, fail, go through the whole year, go back to the next new year, start again and fail. Instead of trying to do a little changes, maybe don't put the sugar in your coffee. That's a good start for losing weight. I've done that. I'm sugar free in the coffee for about 8 years now. Don't miss it, but I took it as a little goal. I still eat chocolate, I still eat other sugars, but I took out that particular little thing that was achievable over long periods of time. It took me 4 or 5 months to get used to it, but now I don't need to have sugar in a coffee. But this is the example of a goal that is small and is achievable because you don't feel guilty of it. You're not deprived of sugar. You can still have a fruit, you can still have a chocolate, you can still have a sweet bun or something like that, but you're just skipping a little bit of that sugar into your coffee. And from there, you can make another small adjustment. Let's say I'm not going to be snacking between 12 to 2, between that early lunch to the next meal. I'm not gonna have that bar. I'm not gonna have that snack, sweet bun, or something like that. I'm just gonna stay away that 2 hours, but every day. Again, little goal, more achievable than not eating sugar through the whole day, every day, because your brain gonna be trying to trick you into getting back into habits. And trust me, I've tried it many times and I keep going back into those old habits, especially when kids make me upset. I'm going back into a eating sugar because that's my stress relief. Instead of shouting and punching children, I go and eat a jar of Nutella, which is bad for me. I know it, but that's the struggle for me. Other of overlooked low point of resolution is that point of failure. If you fail, you're shaming yourself. People take a mickey out of you. Maybe your family is pointing out that hey, you promised you're gonna do that. You don't kept your promise. You haven't changed. You dropped out from a gym for free after 3 4 weeks, and the people go into a shame mode, guilty. We are the worst enemy of ourselves, and that guilt eats us up. We're putting much pressure on ourselves. You're putting yourself down because you fail on this, and then you're falling more into a bad habit. And that guilt pushes you to a coping mechanisms where it might lead into more bad behaviors and going worse than you've been before. So we need to be very careful with those little goals. Maybe don't tell everybody that you're gonna go and lose weight, that you're gonna join the martial arts session, you're gonna go into the gym, you're gonna stop drinking. Do it for yourself. You don't need to announce it to the world. Don't put that extra pressure on yourself. Make an internal decision that yes, I want to change something. I'm gonna do that small goals. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna do my best. They're gonna be failures. They're gonna be up points. They're gonna be low points. Don't kick yourself for missing that commitment. If you, for example, let's go back to that sugar. If you drink that coffee or tea with the sugar, that's okay. But maybe for next 2 3 days, you're not gonna do that. So one day within a week is not a strategy. Just if you're looking for the upwards goal, upwards trajectory, going up with being bit better choices, making better choices, then it's gonna be better for you. And I see that a lot of people joining the gyms, joining the martial arts classes, and they're going full on, right? They never done martial arts in their life. They are, let's say, obese. They've got the back problems. They deciding that I'm gonna change something. I'm gonna go and gonna do martial arts. They're coming in. They sign up for a full package, everyday training sessions, 5 days a week, 3 hours a week for a top athletes. They try to compete with the top athletes, which is unrealistic. They're coming in, they have 2 weeks in, they burn out really quickly because they cannot keep up with the demands of the sessions. They're trying to compete with the top people in the gym, not the beginners as them, and they're saying, "Oh, I am really, really bad at it. I will quit. I burned out. Everything aches. Everything hurts. I can't do anything. Nothing works for me. What am I doing here? I was much comfortable on a sofa." So again, if you're coming in and you want to do gym, you want to do martial arts sessions, go try them. Explain to the instructor that you would like to have a small increments. You want to try to build up the stamina, build up the skills through the time. Don't book the 5 sessions a week, book a 2 session a week or 1 session a week. Start there, take it easy, build up the skills, build up the stamina, then increase the amount of training. If you like it, there might be that you've chosen a wrong martial art. You might be going for karate, but you really wanted BJJ. You go to the BJJ, you don't like being on the floor. Maybe you would prefer to go to Aikido class. So be mindful, go and try. Don't go, hooray, this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be taking over. I'm going to be world champion tomorrow. Take it easy, small incremental steps, achievable steps, and realistic goals. Don't think that next week you're going to be competing in UFC. Go in, have a look around, have a goal. I'm going to be able to do 10 full push-ups within the 2 months. I'm going to be able to kick a little bit higher within 4 weeks if I'm going to put on stretching and strengthening training for those kicks. I'm going to be able to flow through that combination within next 4 weeks. I'm going to be able to do a sprawl, or I'm going to be able to a shrimp properly within next few lessons. Something that you can achieve, something that you can put the effort in to actually getting better at it, instead of have a general idea, I'm gonna be a fighter, because this is not gonna happen. And this is what I see puts off many people from the training. The key point in all resolutions or commitments you're doing, make it as a long over time. Commitment beats motivation. Discipline is way more achievable than a motivation. If you are motivated, you're going to be going hooray for 3-4 weeks, then you're going to drive down. Set up the bar low, but be consistent. Force yourself to do stuff. Don't have that sugar in a coffee. Go for one session a week. Go to the gym one a week. Do a moderate to light weight so your body can get used to it. You have to remember that if you're doing any physical exercises, it's going to take about 6 weeks for adaptation. So that's going to suck. The first weeks are weeks that suck, and you're going to be feeling overwhelmed, tired, achy, don't understand what's going on. If you're in martial arts club, if you never trained before, it's going to be overwhelming. You need small goals that are achievable and that you can force yourself to do it. With time, that's going to become a habit, and you're going to be happy. You achieved it 6-8 weeks, those 10 push-ups, those bench presses, those rolls forward, whatever that might be. Then you can put another small goal on top of that. And through the year, you're going to have 52 weeks to build small increments that going to take you way higher than the one big goal on the beginning of the year. And in that, you're going to improve your mental health, because you're going to see that you can trust yourself in building better you step by step, instead of putting yourself down because you have failed with a big project that is not achievable for 90% of people. Of course, there are going to be people who set up, I don't want to do marathon within a 5 months, and they're going to achieve that. But most of us will not. You just have to accept that. Go small goals, but put your mind into it. Get that discipline, and don't worry. You don't need to announce it to the world that you'll be going to change your life. Do it for yourself, not for other people. You're going to feel better physically, you're going to feel better mentally if you can stick to those little goals that are going to take you much farther than one big unrealistic goal who is destined for failure. If you would like to support Karate for Mental Health, please subscribe to the channel, watch another video, maybe grab some merchandise from their website, join us at the seminars. If you're running a club, book a Karate for Mental Health workshop. All the income from those activities goes straight to supporting the programs where people can come for free and train karate and make themselves feel better and achieve those little goals. We don't push people for the huge goals. They do what they can and how often they can. Thank you for listening, and I see you on the next one. At Karate for Mental Health CIC, the mission is simple but powerful: to use the discipline, confidence, and community of karate to support people living with disabilities, mental health challenges, and those from disadvantaged backgrounds. Through your support, Karate for Mental Health provides free karate training, helping individuals grow stronger. physically, mentally, and emotionally. Karate for Mental Health now offers workshops, courses, and exclusive merchandise, and every purchase directly funds these life-changing projects. Join the mission, make an impact. Enjoy 15% of your purchases with the code AAB15. Whether you are passionate about mental health, martial arts, or simply want to make a difference, your support helps building people up. One kick, one class, one moment at a time. Visit Karate for Mental Health CIC, CEO UK, gear up, get involved, and help change lives.